Hot tickers here this morning. First, starting with Rivian, the electric truck maker voluntarily recalling 12,212 vehicles over concerns of a possible steering and suspension hazard. You see she has a Rivian there, one of the top tickers on the platform, down 6% here in the pre-market. Not exactly a good look when you're an upstart automaker, not making a lot of vehicles, and you might be something wrong with your suspension, your steering, kind of important things to driving any vehicle. But look, I think Dan Ives at Wedbush put this perfectly here in a note this morning to me. This is a black eye for a company that just came out a couple weeks ago and said, yes, we can still make 25,000 vehicles this year. So that is something to keep in mind. Also, they have a backlog of 100,000 orders, a lot of them from Amazon. This is the last thing you want to see if you're on Amazon, that maybe something is wrong with the steering of these vehicles. Yeah,
this is a test to a lot of the mindset and the sentiment around some of the Rivian investor base that was kind of mirroring that fanfare that Tesla shares had seen even 3-4 years ago. And so regardless of how Rivian is able to get past this, it's a larger question of once you finally get to some of the capacity and production levels that other major automakers are seeing right now, whether that's a Tesla or whether that's a Ford or GM perhaps one day, it's a question of how do you mitigate some of the major vulnerabilities like this that can cause a broader dent in consumer perception, because the shareholder perception is one thing, but for the consumers, if you ever have any type of consumer report or review that then they're going to have to deal with later on down the line that comes out and issues some type of report or review that details this before Rivian actually comes out with a recall of this nature, that can be even more damaging to the brand and the sentiment around potential purchase decision making as well.
There's still so much optimism on the street regarding Rivian. I'm really curious how this company does during its first recession. If we're seeing downgrades on Ford and General Motors, even Volkswagen this morning by UBS due to the economic slowdown, how does Rivian get through this when they're not even making vehicles at scale and they're burning through cash?
Have you guys ever seen a Rivian driving around?
I have. They're cool.
One,
two.
once,
They're cool.
twice. I don't know. I
haven't
think I've ever
seen
seen one.
No.